Earlier today, I posted a poll on Twitter asking what is the worst Batman movie? And I took the three, I guess we'll say most hated Batman movies, or at least the three most hated movies that have Batman in the title. And I have to say, I was a little surprised by the results. Not shocked completely, but a little surprised, right? So here's what we had here. I had Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, and Batman v Superman. Now, I had anticipated Batman Forever coming in last on this one here. And I did this. This was an under 24-hour poll. I just thought of it this afternoon, and I was like, well, I'm going to record later, so let's make it a short one. So, anyways, it's winding down now. Only 28 votes so far, but I just put this up at about, I don't know, I think 1 p.m. Central Time, maybe 12:30 Central Time. Anyway, um, so I'm surprised here by. I honestly thought Batman and Robin would be the winner here. And I thought that if it wasn't the winner, that it would Batman v Superman would be very close. I really did think that that would be the case. And yet here we are, 53.6% saying Batman v Superman, and then followed by Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. Now, what's interesting, I think one of the things I think about Batman and Robin, it's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think that if you kind of think of it as a big screen adaptation of the 1960s Batman movie or Batman TV show, it's actually kind of fun in that context. And Batman Forever is kind of creeping into that territory, but not quite. There's some redeeming things about Batman Forever, though, I think. And then our friend Arlo here said that he didn't get the hate for Batman v Superman, saying if you watch the underrated director's cut, the storyline makes more sense. So, again, with WB's meddling with Snyder's vision. And aside from that, I think people judge it too heavily because it came out in conjunction with Civil War, and this was also prior to the darker side. Yeah, that's interesting. I think movies that come out around a certain time can definitely taint your perception of another movie. We've seen that before with things like, The Illusionist came out around the same time as The Prestige, and you look at it like, oh yeah, look at these two movies about magicians, but they were both very, very, very different movies. So, still interesting here. My biggest problem with Batman v Superman, and I have to confess, I'm pretty sure I've never seen the director's cut. I don't know if I ever really had a desire to after seeing the original one there. My biggest problem with it was that it was just, I thought it was just boring, honestly. I was kind of shocked at how boring they managed to make a movie about Batman and Superman fighting each other. And then on top of that too, there's this weird whole thing with Batman's character development, right? Where he's like the older Batman and he's angrier, and somewhere along the way he started killing, and he's trying to at some point in the movie just find redemption for that, right? And get back to being the non-lethal caped crusader that we know. And then they have that awesome scene, right, where he's going through that abandoned warehouse and he's like just laying dudes out, decking them left and right, and it's so cool. And then he gets to the last guy and he just kills him. I was like, okay, so we just threw all the character development out the window. So zero regard for the plot whatsoever was another big gripe I had with that movie. But I guess hey, Batman Returns, he definitely kills some guys in that movie. So at least like two guys get killed in Batman Returns. I don't know. Go back and watch that. But not a lot of people were thinking about it at the time. But regardless, that's just my thought on what I think it is. If you ask me, again, I think it is probably Batman v Superman, in my opinion. That's not the director's cut version. Maybe I need to go back and watch it, and I'll let you know what I thought of the director's cut. But it was boring and just the weird, total disregard for character development. I could not get behind. So, anyways, I'd like to hear from you, though. Let me know in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter. What did you think was the worst Batman movie of all time? What do you think was the worst movie of any particular superhero? I'd like to know. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. If you're like me, you're a huge fan of trivia, and that's why I wrote It's Trivial 1000 Trivia Questions. Whether you're just a big fan of useless facts or you're starting your own trivia night and you need a resource, It's Trivial 1000 Trivia Questions is exactly what you are looking for, with 10 great categories from music, movies, superheroes, video games. It's all in there. There is something for everybody. It comes in paperback and hardcover. You can get it on Amazon.com or order it from your local bookstore. That's It's Trivial 1000 Trivia Questions. And if you pick up a copy, be sure to hit me up on Twitter at Grant L. Fletcher.